Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Backfire Simsport TV. I'm Clyde Whiting, and tonight we bring you around 10 of the EDF Motorsports GT4 TCR Challenge, being brought to you live from the fabulous Interlagos circuit in Brazil. In the booth with me tonight, I have the usual suspects in Bill Switzer. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody.
I have Ryan Walker. Good evening.
Good evening, Clyde. Good evening, everyone.
And everybody's favourite Frenchman, Sam Boozin. Good evening.
I think you're mistaken. I'm not French. But good evening, everybody.
I'm sure you're French. Anyway, you got that French accent. Anyway, guys, Interlagos. Now, Bill, we did a 6-hour race at the weekend from Interlagos, a track that always gives us absolutely fantastic racing. And I have a funny idea that it's going to be well suited to these cars. What do you think?
I totally agree with you. We learned a lot about the course in the 6 hours that we spent here last Saturday, I believe it was. But it's an interesting course. It's got a lot of changes. It's got all kinds of turns and squiggly parts and stuff. And I think these cars are well suited to this particular track, and I think it's going to be a barn burner.
Indeed. So Ryan, Bill mentioned the technical term for a part of this track, the squiggly bits. How much experience have you got round here, and what do you think we're in for tonight?
Yeah, I've done some races around here in the past with the Skip Barber series, and it's always produced great racing, especially with some of the straights you've got. It makes slipstreaming and drafting a possibility, but I think with these cars, the GT4 and the TCR, I don't think it'll matter as much. But yeah, it's a bit of a mixture of a track, you could say. You've got straights, you've got slow speed corners, and you've got high speed corners, and yeah, so it's a bit of everything, and I think that's why this challenge is so much fun, but also a great challenge.
Yeah, I must admit, as I said at the weekend, I absolutely love driving this track. The track hates me, but you know, it is what it is. I just find it absolutely fantastic. So let's have a look back to last week. So in GT4, Tyler Newitt took home the win. Stuart Dick came second. Marcus Bletz making his debut in third. In TCR, Dan Mould making his debut took away the win, with Gary Craig in second and Ashley Gaffol in third. So in the standings, obviously nine rounds gone, 3 to go, including this one. Stuart Dick currently leads the way in GT4 with 1,365 points. Triple A is in second after some technical issues with his pedals last week, but good to see him back this week. He's got 1,259 points, and Tyler Newitt is 1 point behind in third with 1,258. In TCR, healthy lead at the moment for Chris Shaw on 1,508 points. Gary Craig has took over second place with 1,306 points, and Tom Stanley has dropped down to third with 1,297. Excuse me. Into the team standings, and we have Asymmetric GT4 leading the way with 2,539 points. BSTV Esports Yellow in second with 2,200, and BSTV Esports Green in third with 2,088. So there you are, up to date with all the standings. Like I say, 3 rounds to go, including this one. So, Bill, I think we're going to have some exciting finishes to the championships.
Yeah, they seem to be coming together nicely. Of course, we got the Tom Stanley, Chris Shaw show. That pretty much, I don't think anybody's going to cut into them too much. Gary Craig could give them a run for their money, though. If he's really he's been ringing the bell lately, no doubt about that. So he could be a fly in the ointment. He might. I don't know if he'd win the championship necessarily, but he could jump in there maybe second. You never know. In the GT4 standings, I'm not quite sure about that one. That's still up in the air too. So it's good to see that we have more than one player in each group that's capable of winning the championship. It makes it more interesting for sure.
Most definitely. Ryan, obviously, these drivers are fighting for an awesome prize from EDF Motorsports of a visit to their shop, and also an hour's training on their sim rig. So it's good to see, even with a prize like that on the line, that it's still, on the whole, friendly.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing I like about this league and the series as well, or basically by the whole league in general. It's just nice and friendly. Drivers are willing to help each other, and while there's a prize and offer, there's none of this like toxic or over the top competitiveness from drivers, or basically try and win at all costs sort of attitude. It's just nice and friendly, and that's why this league is, in my mind anyway, one of the best.
Yeah, so one thing to note this week is good old Tim Oreo has switched from the BMW to the Porsche. Not quite sure what he's done with his paint job. I'm sure his mum loves him, but not one of my personal favourites. Tim's going to give the Porsche a run and see how he gets on. So we are currently 6.5 minutes into the 20-minute qualifying session. Currently, Stuart Dick leads the way in GT4 with Tyler Newitt sitting second and Paul Burgess in third. Dan Mould carries on his great form in TCR, currently on provisional pole. Mark Heron returning currently in second, and something is very, very wrong because we've got Pete Bingham in third.
SDK must have gone crazy, huh?
Yeah, my timing screen is totally screwed up tonight, especially after seeing that. Tyler, talk us through the.
Tyler's not.
Sorry, not Tyler. Ryan, talk us through the technicalities of this track, and where do you think drivers have their best opportunity of making moves?
Yeah, I'll definitely say turn one here, what's Dan Mould's going through now. I think you've got turn one, that run across the start-finish line, and then you've got this run up here, heading down to turn four. This is another passing opportunity, rather. And but the middle sector is really difficult because it's a bit of a tight sector, and it's also like tight and twisty, so you can't really make a move. And you've got the exit of the final, the final corner, or basically one of the final corners heading up that hill to the start-finish line. You've got an opportunity there to get a run. So plenty of passing opportunities, but also with multi-class racing, it's all about just being patient and being careful and not taking any risks.
Yeah, and as Bill described it, the squiggly bits of the track, that's pretty much line astern through there, isn't it? Unless you're going to be brave and stick your nose in somewhere where it may get hurt, you're probably better off waiting until you get onto the start-finish straight. And like you say, you can set up some fantastic manoeuvres doesn't necessarily have to be done in turn one, but you can get it coming out of that little complex, can't you?
Yeah, you can. You can definitely get a move done there, and as the Dan Mould comes up across the line, or just coming up to the line now, this is another tricky section as well. That pit entry, that's one that the drivers are going to have to be on their toes about.
Yeah, I was going to say that to you, Bill. The pit entry here is fantastic because you're actually entering the start of the pit lane at full pelt, but you've got to get that car slowed down to, I think it's 45 miles an hour, is it? As you go past those cones. There is a possibility we may see some pit lane penalties tonight for speeding.
No doubt, and like we saw on Saturday too, the exit out of pit road is a little tricky. It's I mean, we saw probably a half a dozen cars spin around on there trying to get out of there, and pretty comical. And I mean, they weren't entry-level drivers either; pretty experienced guys. So it's very tricky. You know, it's out of it. It's like a reflection of turn one, but a hell of a lot sharper downhill, and with cold tires and ants in your pants trying to get out of there. We saw, as you saw, we saw a couple guys like actually stuck between the guardrails. They spun out in there. It was really, really comical. I mean, I don't think they thought it was too funny, but anyway, the pit road entry is a little interesting, and also it's real easy to catch a penalty, I think, because you kind of forget. You come up over that hill, and there's those yellow cones right there. I mean, they're blind coming up there, and all of a sudden, boom, they're on top of you. So, like Ryan and yourself had said, you got to be very careful coming in there.
Yeah, it can't, like I say, it's so good to enter the pit lane at full pelt, but you've got to get it woed up in time. Otherwise you're in some big trouble. So coming up on 11 minutes gone. Where are we? We've got no change, I don't think, in GT4. Chris Shaw has popped himself up into second place in TCR behind Dan Mould, which has actually dropped Mark Heron quite a way down, and then Pete Bingham put in a faster lap, got back to third. Mark Heron has pipped him again, so the TCR battle is looking like it's going to be absolutely fantastic tonight, gents.
Certainly does. Not surprised about Chris Shaw. Well, he just popped into first place, as a matter of fact, turned a really good time.
Yeah, hasn't he?
Yep. So we're missing Tom Stanley again, huh?
It looks like it at the moment, yes.
That's a shame.
Which is going to help Gary Craig cement that second place in the championship.
Absolutely. I don't know whether Gary's sandbagging or what he's doing. He's usually up there a lot too, but yeah, he'll answer the bell when it starts for sure. He's a competitor.
Yeah, sorry, Bill.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, looking at TCR as well, I just noticed there's a new name, I believe, further down the grid in TCR at the moment is James Neve, I think it is.
He actually made his debut last week, Ryan. I don't know if he was asleep.
Oh yeah, I probably was.
He is Roger Morton's teammate.
Yeah, the pizza delivery people. Yep. It's actually a transportation company that sponsors them. What is it, Matheson or
Matthews?
Matthews, that's it. Yep. Let's see, what do we got? What else we got going on there? And we really grind on Pete Bingham, but I'll tell you, I know he's been working hard to get better at this, and I'm glad to see him doing a decent job right now.
I know Pete likes this track, so
yeah, yep. And it's nice to see Marcus Blitz here. Look at that, he's in fourth place. He's a good driver, Marcus Blitz.
Yeah, he done a good job last week, finishing on the podium, and so yeah, good to see him keeping up his good form at the moment in qualifying.
I'll tell you, in the GT3 league, he's tremendous in there too. Very, very good.
So I just had a message from co-commentator Stacey. They've just moved house, which is why Martin Brennan isn't in the session. I think Stacey is robbing next door's internet, but the signal's not good enough to get on the chat with us tonight.
Well, hey.
So we won't have Stacey's professionalism tonight.
Maybe by next week they'll have things ironed out and be back.
Yeah, hopefully. Right, 14 minutes gone. Still no change in GT4. And I was just going to say, Carl Hardy has popped himself into third place in TCR, but Gary Craig has just pipped him.
Look at that.
And Dan Mould has just picked Chris Shaw for the top spot. So they're changing places all the time. Dan Mould is currently on provisional pole.
I guess Gary Craig's going to be mad at me. He listening to the broadcast, and when I mentioned that he's probably sleeping or something, he probably got mad. Said, "I'll show him." Boom.
I think it's more of the "there's no way I'm letting Bingham out qualify me" syndrome.
That could be it too.
Yeah, I think Dan Mold, if he races, does a full season next season, I think he could be one of those dark horses that could challenge Tom Stanley and Chris Shaw for the championship in TCR.
Most definitely. I like the way TCRs are shaping up. You know, Chris Shaw, this season, Chris Shaw and Tom Stanley, you know, have been not head and shoulders above the rest, but they have been better than the rest. But Dan Mole's come in and shown how quick he is. Gary Craig is getting better all the time. Carl Hardy would be up there with a little bit more luck. Mark Heron is quick. The TCR field is just phenomenal. And so is the GT4 field. You know, we lost the big hitter in Andrew Hopley, but you know these guys. You know, Paul Burgess is vastly improved this
for
season.
sure.
AAA has been up there all season. I know he had his pedal issues last week. Stuart Dick, Touchwood, and he's going to hate me for saying this, seems to have shaken off the bad luck that he normally gets. We know Tyler Newitt is quick. He just has the odd dodgy race. Marcus Bletz has come into the series. We know Marcus Bletz is quick in GT3s, so I'm sure he'll prove he's equally as good in GT4s. And then you've got, you know, Rob Venn, Stefan Goebel are improving all the time. You know, Rob stealths his way into positions without doing anything spectacular. Stefan, we see with a real turn of pace last week.
Absolutely.
You know, and then we've got Andy Perks, we've got Tim Oreo, we've got Yaz Samai. You know, now we know Andy Perks is quick on his day, and Yaz and Tim are, you know, they've obviously got the most improvement to make, but normally when you've got the most improvement to make, you can make that improvement a lot quicker and in bigger leaps and bounds than you know, guys that are fighting for hundredths. So
Exactly.
that the whole thing is just shaping up. All we need now is a really good schedule from iRacing for next season.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Yep. Like Ryan mentioned before, the camaraderie in this league is really excellent too. I mean, these guys on different teams actually practice together and help each other out during their practice sessions, and truly, that's just mostly unheard of. I mean, that's amazing. It's really, really great. Even on this kind of level, you know, it's amazing how they help each other. I think that's magnificent.
Yeah, obviously these guys are being helped by a nice, cool track. We've got the session started at sunrise. Temperature slowly creeping up, but we're only at 70 degrees Fahrenheit at the moment. So the potential is there for a hot track. We had it at the weekend, didn't we, Bill? I think it was up to 124 Fahrenheit at one point.
Yep. Well, you know, Brazil is kind of near the equator, so it's going to be hot there.
Right, still no change in GT4.
Oh, Stacy's on the chat. Can you hear her, Stacy? Oh, she got her mic. Okay, never mind. She's got her mic muted because she's going to be here listening, I guess. That's right. She's what did you say? Borrowing internet?
Yeah, I don't know if their internet is sorted or whether she's just tapped into next doors.
I'm glad to see Mark Heron came back.
So, who have we got on the chat with us tonight then? Evening to Marco Lewert, Martin Brennan, Andrew McKinley, Mark Elvidge, and Sebastian Prang. That's a good name if he crashes a lot. Okay, checkers are out in qualifying.
I don't see any really good times coming up.
No, I'm not seeing any green sectors myself, Bill.
Chris Shaw just he abandoned the lap there.
Not that many cars out on track, actually. I think there's only one GT4, and he's just finished.
There's Roger Morton.
I like it. I like the rear windshield as the Domino's logo. Sorry.
Yes, I think that was put on because we kept winding them up that it looked like a pizza delivery car.
Hey, hopefully he can get himself right up there. Maybe challenge for a decent result and. Or maybe just get involved and have a slice of the action. I know that was a terrible pun.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, the trouble with Roger, though, I think, with his driving, he can get a bit crusty.
Oh, boy.
Here we go.
Okay, so that looks like everybody has finished qualifying. So as soon as the session ticks over, the guys will bring you your official starting grid. And we have got a special mention that I will give after the guys have read out your official starting grid. So if your name happens to be James, keep listening.
Okay, we're just waiting for the grid to show up on the screen. Okay, starting on the pole in GT4 is Stuart Dick from Asymmetric Racing. Second is Tyler Newitt, BSTV Esports Yellow. Third, Paul Burgess, Ninth Light Racing. Fourth, AAA or Abdel Al Amri, Asymmetric GT4. In fifth is Rob Venn. Nice job, Rob. BSTV Esports Orange. Sixth is Marcus Bletz, VTS Germany. Seventh, Stefan Goebel, GTS Germany. Eighth, Timotheo and his Easter egg scheme from Germany. Ninth is Yaz Samai from Ninth Light Racing. And 10th, Andy Perks. He's a privateer, I believe.
Yep, and in the TCR class, the pole position went to Dan Mould for IMSA Motorsport, with second going to Chris Shaw for Ascati Autosport. And then third place was Gary Craig for BSTV Esports Green, with fourth going to Carl Hardy for Result Clothing. Fifth place, Mark Herod for Asymmetric TCR. Sixth place, the Princess Pete Bingham for BSTV Esports Green. Seventh going to Jamie Jeffrey for CCR. Eighth place, James Neve for Matthews Transport iRacing Team. Ninth place, David Ayres for Result Clothing. Pete Van Gogh in 10th for Workguard by Result. Scott Malcolm in 11th for BSTV Esports Yellow. And rounding out the grid and at the back of the field is Roger Martin for Matthews Transport iRacing Team.
Excellent. Well done, guys. So, time for my special shout out to one of our youngest viewers, and that is 10-year-old James Stannard from Galston in Norfolk. So, hope you enjoy the show, James.
Hey, hi, James. How you doing? Glad you're here.
Okay, so luckily this is an old school track, and we go through the squiggly bits, as Bill calls them.
Okay, pace laps underway.
Yeah, hopefully the TCRs give the GT4s plenty of room, because we have seen carnage into turn 1 in the past. And yes, Dan Mould is leading them away.
Yeah, that was a pretty good delay right there.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just me, but just watching Tyler, he seems to be blinking a little bit.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah,
that
he
on my
is.
screen as well.
Yes, he is.
Not really a lot you can do about it once you're driving. Let's hope it settles itself out.
I don't want to drink. I don't want to give Yaz a bad one, but he was blinking during practice too. I hope he's not having internet trouble tonight as well.
Yeah, it's not normally internet trouble for Yaz, is it? It's normally electric trouble.
That's true. Yep.
I've got him blinking as well.
Yep.
So Pace car is going to take the left turn into pit lane. And he's gone. We are green. Good jump there by Stuart Dick at the start of this 60-minute race. Immediately moves across, takes the race in line. Paul Burgess has gone up into second. Oh, Chris Shaw. Chris, as we... Whoa.
It's just at the back.
Uh-oh.
That's David Ayres
There's
and
Roger
Morton.
I don't know. I can't tell. It is, thanks.
Chris Shaw was out of control. I think he's got turned by his teammate.
Wow.
Yeah, surprisingly, Pete's getting feisty already. Is it? Oh, Marcus Blake's in the wall.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, something happened with Stefan Goebel as well.
He's right in front of the TCR guys. I see him.
Yeah. So what happened to Mr. Black?
I don't know. Maybe we'll find out right here.
Looks like it's on his own. Yeah, oh. He got a horrible
Squirrely.
wiggle on there, didn't he?
Really squirrely, yeah.
Proper
Yeah.
tank slapper.
Looked like he tried to save it and just basically he was just a passenger.
So Jamie Jeffrey looking at Pete Bingham's bottom. Oh, Yaz.
Oh, Pete!
Oh, baby.
Oh, Mark, hold on. Oh, what was that?
My first impression of that is I don't think Mark could have done anything. I think he was a passenger on the grass.
Okay, we're on board with him. Yeah, see, he's squirrely all over the...
Yeah.
That's a shame. He collected Peter Van Cool also. Carl Hardy's in fourth with Jamie Jeffrey right behind him.
Yeah,
Pete has dropped back down to seventh. I don't know what happened to Pete.
Yeah, I was going to say Carl's had a good start.
Well, we know what happened to Pete. He crashed into Mark.
I don't know why, but every time I see Tim O'Feo's new paint, it just reminds me of Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah. You know what they say? Real men wear pink.
That's true.
Wisely, Andy Perks backs out of that one. We got Tyler Newitt on Paul Burgess there, going into turn. What did you say that was 4? Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like the real 3. But
Stuart Dix had a good start as well and managed to pull out a bit of a gap.
Yeah, and I think, as we always say, I think Tyler putting the pressure on Paul is helping Stuart pull away.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I'm surprised that Triple A's not further up there as yeah, I think Triple A might be struggling because I believe that he's not using VR anymore and he's using an ultra-wide monitor instead.
Okay, well, it was his pedals that crapped out last week, wasn't it? So I don't know whether he's
he might not be,
or whether he's using inferior pedals, or whether he's bought some new ones that he's getting used to.
that could be a footful, so to speak, couldn't it? Yeah.
Chris Shaw putting plenty of pressure on Dan Mould. Just go back to the start and into turn 1. Chris Shaw looked like he was totally out of control. How he ever saved that, I've got no idea. Yeah, and Sebastian on the chat is just acknowledging that he's put the mockers on VTS Germany. So I'm told that. Ooh, strong defence.
Wow.
There. Tim, don't move again.
Can Andy hold it on the outside? Yeah, he can.
Wow.
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah, good move that way, Andy. Yeah, I'm told that with just a little smidgen of fuel saving, you can do this on a one-stopper.
Really? Oh, yeah, one stop, yeah.
It looks like Yaz is catching up to these guys as well.
Yeah, that's what's happened to Mark. He was already carrying damage. Whoa, whoa,
Whoa!
Wow.
Holy schmoly.
I was about to say something different, but I'll bite my tongue.
That looked like one of them, you know, where they do the high-speed parallel parking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Through a little tiny gap. That looked like he was trying that.
I thought he was auditioning him for a role in the Italian Job.
Or it looked like in real life when somebody has their throttle stick.
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
So Yaz is now having a go. Marco Loer agrees with me. He's just put on the chat, nice parking. For some reason my stream has frozen. Oh, no, we're back.
There's in the background as well, I just spotted that Rob Vance got by Triple A.
Yeah, I think that happened. That must have been somewhere near the start because it's been like that for a little while.
Yeah, a little bit ago that happened. Yeah, because I was going to point out there's Rob Venn luring in the background there, and AAA is not that far behind him though.
Yeah, I wonder if Rob catches up to Tyler. What will he do? Will he try and get by, or maybe just act as rear gunner?
Well, that's a good question.
So these two are not really getting away from Gary Craig, are they? I suppose the toe down this section of the track helps.
Yeah, Gary Craig's gaining on him. Well, yeah, I was looking at Timotheo's car, but he smartly backed out on turn 1. That could have been a lot of crying on that one.
Wondering if they have got to save a smidge of fuel, whether Tyler is using Paul.
You know, I was just thinking that, Clyde. I was thinking the same thing, actually.
Yeah, I was wondering that as well. I wonder if Tyler's just staying behind and just using that slipstream to fuel save.
Tyler doesn't look like he's really trying too hard to get by him at this point.
Oh, and
Andy Perks has gone round.
Oh!
I wonder if he just lost it by himself. It looks like it.
Nope, nobody around him.
Oh, he just went offline.
Yeah, a little bit too much in there. Well avoided.
After all that work passing those guys, jeez. Tyler's getting closer now.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll go for a move or just stay behind. Right, it looks like he actually is going for the move.
He's looking. He's going to.
Or tries to, but Paul manages to hold it on the
Wow.
outside.
Paul did an admirable job holding him off on that one.
Tyler's going for it again.
He might have it done this time.
Yeah.
I think Tyler's realising if he wants to try and stay in touch with Stewart, he's got to get by as soon as possible.
Exactly. He starts pulling a little bit away, a little bit at a time. I mean, he started at like a second.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Steve.
Wow. What the heck
I
happened
think
there?
he's lost it into... Is it into 1?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And came all the way around, went head first into the guardrail.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh, he just missed Pete. Oh.
Oh, Chris Shaw going for the lead.
Yep,
Gary Craig's looking too.
Gary Craig, Carl Hardy,
Wow.
and looks like Jamie Jeffrey in the background as well.
Look at this. Five car
Closed
train
up
right
in a
there.
hurry, aren't they?
See, this shows how good this division is. You got 4 or 5 guys in the lead all together. That's pretty amazing.
Time for me to fill my face with a bit of Toblerone.
Okay.
It's healthy though, it's fruit and nut.
There you go.
I'm surprised it's not cake.
Well, that's in a little while. This is like an appetizer before the cake.
Oh my god.
Oh, Chris. Oh,
Wow.
Oh, nice save.
That's not his first one in this race either. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, and all the guys behind are saying, nice save, Chris, but under their breath they're going, oh, we should have lost it.
Yeah, damn you. Ooh, Mr. Mole's
He's
getting...
a bit wild, isn't he, at the moment, Mr. Shaw?
Uh-oh, side by each coming into here. Wow, I think he's going to get him. Dan Mole's getting back. Wow. A creative move. And look at Carl Hardy picking on Gary Craig there.
Gary's
Got him.
2 at the moment.
Wow.
No, he's got back. Good fight, these two.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see Jamie Jeffrey up there as well, considering
Yeah.
he's had oh,
Pete's creeping up in the background as well.
Yeah, saw him, yep.
that was a nice move by Yuz.
We missed that move a while back before we went to Ansberg's crashes and things like that.
Oh, you mean Tyler's move? Yeah, okay. So our very own Tyler Newitt is now in second place in GT4 and overall.
Oh, Tim's trying to go for the move at the hairpin.
He got it done.
Sure did.
Yeah, I think if I was Pete at the back of this train, I would maybe just sit back and do some fuel saving. Because, yeah, I think it'll be difficult to make a move unless you get a great run.
So this battle's going to go on for the whole race, isn't it?
Isn't it amazing how we have a couple of these every race? May not be the two same players, but always it happens.
Yeah, Chris Shaw is going for it again.
I'll tell you, Carl Hardy's showing some muscle right now. Staying right with him. Of course, Jamie Jeffrey's right up there, too. He's really pushing.
Jamie's going for the move on Carl.
He's looking.
A little bit of a gap, second to third now.
Yeah. We're 17 minutes into it. Stuart Dix leading in GT4. Tyler Newitt is second, about a little more than 2.5 seconds behind. Paul Burgess in third. Rob Ben up in the fourth. Abdel El Amri in fifth. And in TCR, we got Chris Shaw, Dan Mold, Carl Hardy fighting it out for second, third. Jamie Jeffrey with him, and Gary Craig in fifth.
I think Tyler Newitt is slowly pegging back Stuart Dick. That did stretch out to about 3.5 seconds. I think, unfortunately, with the timing round here, it depends on where you are on the track as to.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it can
be
look
a little bit confusing.
Yeah, it can look like 3.5 seconds, then, half a lap around, it's 3 seconds, so hard to judge.
Yeah, I've got to say, it feels a bit weird not seeing AAA with no VR headset on.
And also, like you mentioned, he's got a, is that triple screens or a curved screen? I can't tell.
Holy mother of God.
What?
Is that one screen?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I don't think
Yeah,
so.
it's one screen.
It's massive.
Yeah, it's one of those like ultra wide curved monitors.
Wow. See, I'm looking at the A pillar on the driver's side over there. It looks like a line there, but that may be the A pillar. I don't know. Wow.
Nice to see Triple A's had his hair cut, especially for the race. Oh, Chris Shaw has taken the lead again.
Nice battle here between Chris and Dan Mold. I'll tell you, Dan Mold's a welcome addition to this league. He's doing a great job. And we know damn well it's not his first rodeo, that's for sure.
Well, that's right. You know, he watched the league. He used to watch the broadcast and then decided to get involved. And here he is running up the front.
Yeah, the good thing about Interlagos as well, if the safety car does come out, there's plenty of runoff for the driver to go on.
You had to mention it, didn't you?
You know me.
Bit of bump draft going on.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, Dan's going for the move.
Gets it back.
And Carl Hardy's closed in a little closer again. As well as Jamie Jeffrey. It seems Gary Craig's kind of drifted back a little bit. But that may be on purpose. He may be trying to save a gallon or two, possibly, or a liter. What are we doing? Liters with these? Yeah, probably. Okay.
Thimbles.
Thimbles, yeah.
Looks to me like Rob Venn is slowly inching his way towards Paul Burgess. Careful
Yeah,
out there, Yaz.
Yeah, he's only 7 or 8 tenths of a second behind, which is not much. Oh, this could get interesting. Oh, hey, Timoteo, nice move. Yeah, it's good man backing out there instead of making a problem. The first and second place are stretched out a little bit again in TCR, ahead of third place. Carl Hardy really closes up on him in the corner there, though.
Yeah, Carl's having a good race, and yeah, it must be all those pies he's having, or pre-race pies.
Yeah. He's probably eating them as he drives.
Yeah, he's probably got a tray in front of him in the cockpit.
He must have a special cleaner taking care of his driving uniforms, getting all the gravy and sauce out of his uniform as he drips down the front of his while he's driving.
Yeah, and I think once he gets out of the car, he licks it to make sure he doesn't waste any.
God forbid, not that. So did your Toblerones give you extra energy?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
Can't beat a bit of Toblerone.
Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Ah, Chris Mold is in the pits.
And so is his brother Dan.
Oh, Jesus. I put two different drivers. Oh, so we got Dan Shaw, huh?
Dan Shaw's in the lead.
Jeez, what an idiot. Sorry.
Yeah, Dan Shaw's in the lead.
All right,
Barry Hardy's in second.
All right, you don't have to help him, young man.
I'm wondering if that's early.
Seems to be, doesn't it? Lap 15. Well, we're almost 20. We're 25 minutes in right now. It's gonna be close at the end for him, isn't it? Really. By one information I read, it's basically a split race, kind of.
Yeah, I expected people in about halfway.
Yeah, exactly. Me too.
Yeah, Stefan Gobel's slowly getting back through the GT4 field as well.
Yeah, and Andy Perks is following him.
Well, Rob Ben's not letting Paul Burgess get away. He's doing an excellent job. AAA pushing like crazy, trying to catch Rob Ben as well.
Yeah, I think he is closing in, isn't he, visually?
It looks it, yeah.
Well, Carl Hardy's going for the lead, or I thought he's going to go for the lead, but it looks like he's just fuel saving.
One day we'll be able to see what fuel they've got in the cars.
Yeah.
So Pete Van Gool and James Neve are in the pit.
Oh, Rob Ven's getting closer to Paul Burgess.
And of course, if anybody mentioned, I'm sorry, I'm repeating, but of course, Mark Heron's return didn't turn out too well. He's out 12 laps ago.
Yeah, he got Bingham, didn't he? And then
yeah, that was really too bad.
I think that second crash, possibly Stuart Dick's in the pits. Yeah, his second crash was possibly because of the damage he was carrying.
Yeah.
So yeah, Stuart Dick in the pits, but then he didn't really, being out in front, he had no chance of saving, did he?
No. And I see James Neve coming out of the pits as well. I didn't know he was in either, but
yeah, I said that one about 2 minutes ago.
I'm sorry, I missed it.
Stefan Goebel and Andy Perks in the pits.
Yeah.
I still think these guys are going to struggle.
Yeah, near the end, if they have to push, they could be in trouble.
Pete Bingham is in. And I could be wrong. I'm sure Pete will tell us at the end. But Pete and Gary tend to pit on the same lap.
Yeah, pretty darn close, yeah.
So that may just prove how much fuel Gary is saving in that train, because Pete has had to pit and Gary hasn't.
Well, you know, when Gary fell back from that group, it almost looked like he was possibly letting off on the gas a little early and stuff to save a little extra fuel.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Tyler and Rob pit at the same time as well in GT4.
I tend to agree with you. I think that's going to happen also.
Plus, I think both guys from, or basically both sets of drivers from the TCR and GT4 teams are probably in the same Discord channel.
So Tim and Yaz are in at the same time. Right, have the TCR's got another lap in them?
Chris Shaw looks a little close to the.
Is going to the pits.
Yep,
Yeah,
here they come.
yeah.
Oh, that was so close to being a
Yeah,
crash.
so
Gary Craig kept
stayed
going.
out. Yeah. He saved a load of fuel by the looks of it.
This is going to be his hammer lap right now, Gary Craig.
I think Timotheo got a speeding penalty.
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, he's still sitting. Whew.
I wonder if any of the GT4 front runners will dive into the pits. I think
Yeah.
Paul's diving in. So is Tyler. Oh,
No,
Tyler's
Tyler
not.
won't. Tyler will be the last one in. He's Paul, Rob, Abdul are all in. Wonder if we could get Tim Otheo's pit entry, Sam. Is that possible? From inside the car? Here we go.
Yeah, I think he carried too much speed.
Oh yes,
Oh, yeah.
he was doing over 50 miles an hour when he crossed the line there.
See what I mean about those cones? They're right there.
Yeah.
Boy.
At this point, he will be banging the steering wheel.
Yeah, he's in.
Gary Craig's in.
Yeah, I expect Tyler in this time.
Yeah, he's pulling to the
Yeah.
left.
Very calm pit stop, pit entry there from Tyler.
Yep, Gary's just left the pits as well.
Yeah, does that spread him out a little bit?
Is this Scott Malcolm coming out of the pits? Who is this? Oh, wait a minute, I missed it.
No, that's Tyler.
Oh, Tyler!
Oh,
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
We said it at the start.
It's so easy to do.
Well, I don't like to laugh or anything, but that's got to be worth submitting to the iRacing clips. Sorry, Tyler.
So Dan Mould is down to third TCR. Now, Tyler, I think, was going to take right side tyres.
It was up on the air jacks.
I think it was just a case of getting on the power and also cold tyres.
That's
Yeah.
easy to do there.
It's the obligatory slow motion shot.
Look at that, he's stuck in the fence, actually.
Watching that sort of reminded me of David Coulthard's pit entry at Adelaide in 1995.
I wasn't born then.
You were probably a young boy by then. Then.
Right, let's have a look at this TCR battle, can we, Sam? See how spread... Oh, they're not that spread out. I think Gary Craig probably lost out more than anybody else.
Yeah, look, it appears that way.
Although Gary's definitely good on fuel.
Yep, he sure
As
is.
is Tyler. Everyone else is up in the air.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the top three in TCR have maybe just maybe underfueled slightly.
We're going to have an angry Tom Theo coming through. Angry with himself, that is. Well, he's got a lot of damage on the left-hand side of that car.
Yeah, I was about to say, I wonder if he's had another incident. Oh,
Where has he had problems then? Because I can't remember seeing that damage.
No, I don't see any crash
No, I
or
can't.
any events
No, I
in
can't.
AZK, so I don't know what happened to him.
He hasn't had a brush with the wall on the way out of the pit lane, has he?
yeah, that's the only place I can think of.
There's no damage there, is there?
Yeah, it looks fine there. I wonder if it's the same issue as Tyler's had. It looks fine there.
There it is.
Oh,
There it is.
there we go.
But it bounced him straight.
Oh,
Oh!
oh, Timmy boy, you need to be more aware.
I bet that even woke up Scott Malcolm.
Yes.
We're 36 minutes into the race.
Yeah, Triple A has jumped Rob then. Although Rob's still in fourth because of Tyler's issue.
And Tyler's a little bit behind too, about 12 seconds behind. No, I'm sorry, 6 seconds behind Rob Ben. Stefan Goldman and Marcus Pletz are kind of down too. Huh.
Yeah, they both had issues at the start, didn't they?
Yeah.
They got Rob and the Triple A going at it.
Yes.
I'll tell you, Carl Hardy is feisty today.
Yeah, he's certainly got his elbows out at times, that's for sure.
He certainly does.
Yeah, it's good to see him up at the front as well.
Absolutely.
Continuing his good form towards the end of the season.
Puts his time in practicing and eating pies, so
I think he puts more time into pies.
can't blame him. Good thing I don't live over there. I'd be eating the suckers too.
Now, unfortunately, Carl's race has just been ruined because I've just noticed a Stacey message. Come on, Hardy. She's still trying to get in.
I know, isn't that a shame? We miss having you in here, Stacy. Get things sorted. We'll catch you up next week if you can't get in here. It's all right. Try to be with us.
I'd like to know where Gary Craig lost his time in that pit stop round, unless it was... No, it wouldn't have been that one lap that he did on his lonesome, not 5.5 seconds.
I wonder if he was too cautious on the pit entry.
Yeah, possibly.
Or if, I dare to say it, maybe a speeding penalty on the entry.
They may watch
it's not long enough.
Did anybody watch his stop? Did he take tires or anything? It looks like he's coming in again.
No, that's a replay.
Oh, that's a replay. Here it is. I'm sorry.
Watching at the pit lane time and the pit time, there's even with all of the other guys.
Yeah.
So 40 seconds pit lane time, like every other one, 17 seconds pit stop. So that's not in the pit stop. I think it's on track. He lost.
It's got to be, yeah.
If you just come out in a bit of traffic or something, then.
I recall, wasn't he behind Timotheo? Wasn't he when he came out?
Whoa!
Oh goodness!
That mold going for it. He was third.
No! Oh, come on, Carl! Go!
If I was Carl and Chris, I would let him go because he went in lap 14, which is 3 laps earlier than everybody else.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make it, is he?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure he will make it anyway. Same for Stuart Dick. I think these are the two that will not make it if we don't get a safety car at least.
I think Stuart may be lucky in the fact that he's got 6.5 seconds. Maybe he can slow down half a second a lap and make it that way, possibly. I don't really know.
I'm not sure he will be able to save 4 laps of fuel. That seems quite a lot. Even though Tyler did it. He did 20 laps instead of 16, so everything's possible. But 6 seconds seems quite a lot. Yeah, he will have to stretch his legs to get to the end, because that's going to be really hard.
And obviously a safety car mixes everything up, but we've only got just over 3 minutes left of the safety car window.
Yeah, and only gods know if we will have one or not.
Good evening, chaps. Can you hear me at all?
No.
Hi, Stacey.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. I'm upstairs right near the window trying to get some extra signal.
Okay.
I thought you was going to say you were sat at McDonald's on their Wi-Fi.
No, not yet.
So what do you think of the race so far?
Well, I can't watch it from my phone, unfortunately, and Martin's got the computer downstairs, so I'm kind of missing it because I've been trying to get on chat so I can say hi to you guys.
Ah, right, okay. But you're not missing much, it's quite boring, actually.
Well, the bit that I have seen is Hardy's up there, so I'm really impressed, so well done to him. Jamie's doing a good job too, what I've seen so far, and that's about it, because I've been trying to get on so I could come and say hello.
Yeah, Jamie and Gary were obviously right up there before the pit stops, but they seem to have lost out a little bit, although the battle up the front of the TCRs is now allowing them to catch up. So Gary Craig was 5.5 seconds behind. He's now under 2.5. So it's all tightening up at the top again with 16.5 minutes to go.
You think you're going to have it?
Sorry.
No, that's okay. You go ahead.
I was just going to ask where Carl is at the moment.
So Carl is still in third place in a battle with Chris Shaw and Dan Mould. We don't think Dan can make it to the end. We think Dan has got to stop again. So Carl could be sitting in a provisional second place at the moment, and with plenty of fight to give to Chris Shaw. So it could get very, very exciting towards the end.
You know, another
This
thing.
is looking really, really good.
You know,
And
another thing too.
Gary Craig is reeling them in, so it's going to turn into a 4-car battle soon.
I think Carl's playing a little bit smart. The two front guys, Dan Mould and Chris Shaw, are really jockeying back and forth for position, and good possibility they might tangle or something. And Carl Hardy's right there, and laying back a little bit, he might be able to miss it. So I think that's what he's thinking.
Yeah, I think if I was Carl, I would just make sure that I'm in touch with Chris and not worry too much about Dan.
Exactly. Yep, I agree.
So Triple A. Sorry, Stacey, go on.
I was going to say, from watching the guys doing the hostess sessions and everything else, that Carl was really, really enjoying the track this week. So yeah, I was expecting him to be up there. So I'm really pleased to see him up there. So well done.
Yeah, he is. He's doing really, really well. Triple A is closing in on Paul Burgess. Roger Morton just tried to switch sides of the tracks. How them two never came together, I've got no idea. That looked really close.
It sure did.
And yeah, we are past the safety car window, so it is what it is till the end of the race. And in a way, I'm sort of happy about that.
I thought you were going to give us some entertainment tonight, Chloe.
No, I did one lap, didn't crash, so that was good enough.
I just happened to be watching practice when you were out there, and you look like a roller skate going around with these guys.
I think Tyler tried to take me out, but he wasn't good enough. He's just a rookie.
You have none of that.
Stefan Goebel's in again.
Uh-oh.
That's James Neve.
He's had his share of difficulty tonight.
Yeah, just on his own into T1.
Yep.
He always manages to find the barrier somewhere. You know, some people are lucky crashers, aren't they? They can crash anywhere on the track and basically pirouette around the grass and miss everything. And some people, like me, I just hit everything that's there.
Well, you and I are very grandiose about crashing.
Yeah. Experts, Bill.
There you go.
What are you eating?
I got some walnut cranberry bread.
Hope that moves in.
Yeah, we thought as much, didn't we?
So I don't know, but I think the person that could be in the box seat if the other two guys that I've just went by have to pit again is probably Gary Craig.
I don't think Chris and Carl have to. I think they can make it. My concern now is Stuart Dick.
And Tyler's just caught up to the back of Rob, and I think I don't know, or I wouldn't be surprised if Rob moves out the way for Tyler.
Oh, and Dan is disconnected.
Even with the crash, remember that Tyler's changed tires, so he lost a bit of time with his crash, but he's probably way faster than these guys. Like, yeah, 1 second, 1.5 seconds. Except from Stuart, they are pretty much even. But
what the heck's happened to Dan?
I don't know if that was a rage quit because he had to pit, or did he get a speeding penalty and rage quit, or does he just need a poo?
Oh God.
Let's have a look.
Oh, here it comes.
No, definitely wasn't a speeding penalty. maybe just angry because his fuel strategy was wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, the Tyler's just got by Rob as well. So, yeah, Sam mentioned that Tyler's on fresher tyres, so yeah, don't be surprised if he possibly goes by AAA as Tyler blinks yet again.
Well,
See if Dan comes on the chat, lets us know what happened.
I think the reason for Tyler blinking is probably because he's been on. He's probably downloading stuff from Pornhub.
Using his mum's credit card.
I thought the kids used PayPal these days.
Stacey's dumped us because her takeaway has arrived.
Well, that's a hell of a thing, isn't it?
This is a good battle now. This, in theory, is the first position battle, isn't it? If Stuart can't make it.
I thought Tyler was going to fly into the back of AAA there.
No, Tyler doesn't knock people off the track. Not unless your name's Paul.
You know, when you mentioned that about one of these gentlemen coming in first, I was going to say a few minutes ago, these guys should just hold station and hang on tight because they might be in a battle for the front spot in maybe less than 10 minutes from now.
Yeah, Stuart. Don't forget, Stuart Dick is very good at saving fuel.
Yeah, he is.
But he's in, so he didn't save enough.
So he is in. Wow.
Yeah, that's him out of the battle for first.
Wow.
Yeah, I told you. I don't know about Paul, AAA, and Rob though. They might make it to the end. 2 laps. They did 2 laps more than Stuart, but 2 laps is way far away from the end of the race from now. So if they did not save fuel enough, they will not make it to the end. So that's Tyler race now.
Yeah, Tyler was pretty much known for that, though. Pretty much going different with the strategy and being able to pull it out the bag. As it looks like AAA is going for the move on the outside of Paul. Oh! Oh, no. Oh, that was so close.
And who did that put in the box seat?
Tyler and Rob.
Let's have a look at that again. So, AAA's up the inside. Yeah,
I think, I don't know, but I think AAA just turned in slightly.
I do, yeah. Racing incident for me.
Yep.
Don't think Paul did anything wrong.
Yeah, I agree as well. I think it was just a racing incident and just 2 of them going at it. And closing them down as well was Stuart Dick.
Yeah, it's definitely Tyler's to lose now. We know he's safe on fuel. So TCRs, what have Gary and Carl got for Chris?
Well, one thing Gary got is fuel.
Yeah, that's very true. He's in the box seat for fuel.
He has only done 1 lap more than the other guys.
I just believe they're safe, guys, because
I think
I've never seen. Now, someone may correct me here, but I've never seen Chris Shaw cock up with fuel.
You sure about that one? I do remember something about what it glanced in the first season or something. Did you not run out of fuel at this one?
I don't know. That was too
it's-
long ago.
Yeah, it's too far away from
Was
me to remember.
Was it longer than an hour ago?
Yeah.
Because if it is, I forgot.
Yeah. Okay. I got you. They should have 3 laps of fuel left in the tank. Chris and Carl. And they've got 6 minutes left. If
And
they
we're
save the
in-
same amount of fuel than the first stint.
Yeah, Gary's made a move on Carl. Carl's
Yep.
going to try and come back. He's going to push Gary around the corner.
No, he's trying to retake the position again.
Which to me says Carl thinks he's good on fuel.
I wonder if I think.
Ooh, look at this little knot.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it looks like we've got this battle going on with, who's this, Roger Morton and one of the result cars.
David Ayres and Pete Van Gool, I think. Scott Malcolm has stealthed his way up in 5th. Pete Bingham in 4th. No.
Jamie Jeffries in 4th.
Yeah, that's my timing screen. For some reason, it's got Jamie as a GT4 still. I obviously didn't get the update that Sam didn't send out.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to go out on a limb, and I think Gary Cray's got a shot at Chris Shaw.
Yeah, he's getting a lot closer now.
He sure is.
I think Gary's getting closer, but yeah, he's going for the move now.
I think they've got this lap and 2 more, these guys.
It looks like he's through.
I think that was a bit of a mistake from Gary, though, because he's basically much open to attack from Chris.
I'm gonna put a bet on Chris having to pit.
Ooh.
He's been in front since quite a long time now, and I don't think he's saved fuel enough.
Oh, Gary's a bit wide.
Do you think maybe Chris Shaw's fuel saving right now, tucking up maybe for a last lap?
No, I don't
challenge?
think he will make it.
Okay.
And as he was in front, I'm not sure he would have saved fuel.
Yeah,
Because Carl is super quick and Gary still made his way to these two. So, yeah.
Could very well be correct.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's coming down to it. We've got a little less than 3 minutes left.
Yep, so I believe we'll have this lap and one more, I think.
No, I think they're going to get 2 more after this.
No.
Yeah, Tyler is close to the start-finish line, but I don't... Yeah, that's gonna be 2 laps. So for the TCRs, it will be 2 laps as well.
Yeah.
Or maybe 3 even.
Nah.
TCR are crossing the line now. And Tyler, we start now with 2 laps to go. So the TCR have 3 laps to go. Or Tyler will pass them before the end of the race, and then it's 2 laps to go.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, got to give credit to Rob Venn as well. He started kind of low in the GT4 class in qualifying, but he kept out of trouble, and look where he is now.
I keep telling you, he's a ninja.
Yeah, he's the BSTV Esports ninja.
So this is the battle for 3rd.
Wow.
And yeah, look who's joined the party now is Stuart Dick.
Yep.
But I think I wonder if Stuart will be kicking himself for having to pit again.
Ooh,
Yaz Samai is pitted again.
Oh, Stuart.
Oh.
Yeah, judging by the way Stuart's going, trying to get by, I think he's a bit. You could say he's fired up.
Yeah, well, Stuart obviously shouldn't have any fuel issues.
Okay, he's clean by Paul Burgess now.
And I wonder if AAA will let Stuart by for the championship. Or to help in the championship, I should say.
Well, it's a possibility.
That team sounds pretty wide open, though. They don't seem to worry about that.
No, they do race each other hard, don't they?
Yeah, but you might be right. I mean, it's getting down to what we got 2 events after this one, so
Just started the last lap for the GT4, and Tyler is right behind the TCR battle. So I don't know if I don't know if
he's getting by him.
Where's Gary?
Gary Craig.
Yeah, what happened to Gary? I wonder if I'm not sure what happened, but a slowdown around Interlagos, it's not really that common.
What the heck is he?
We're about to find out.
Huh.
Is he...
I wonder if what? I'm not sure why Gary didn't defend.
Gary's going very slow.
Slow down.
If he's close
I
on
think
fuel.
you gotta slow down there, because that's no way he just.
No, exactly. I agree with you.
But Tyler's coming up to the final corner, or the penultimate corner.
So another win for Tyler Newitt in GT4. Rob Venn is going to come home in second.
Well done. Well done,
Triple A comes home in third.
Uh-oh, there's Pete.
Uh-oh. I feel a slow-mo coming.
Oh, Pete.
Have a look, Pete. Have a look.
He comes around outside. Oh.
Yeah, I have a feeling that may have been on Pete.
The Jamie Jeffrey side to side there.
I'd like to see it overhead, but looked like Pete squeezed him to me.
Here it is. Over
Jamie's out of fuel, I think. Yeah. So Pete Van Gill pushing Jamie Jeffrey over the line. Very sporting.
Very neighborly, yeah. And Timotheo in the Dunkin' Donuts special.
Okay, well, that was a hell of a race, guys.
Really was. A lot of changes.
Really enjoyed that, yeah. Well, Stacey's obviously pinked her takeaway, and she's now back. Right, so let's get these interviews underway. Let's get Gary Craig into the booth. Third place, Gary? Second, sorry, mate. My timing screen is all over the place. What robbed you of that win there, Gary? Did you get a slowdown?
No, I got a stupid down. So I knew for a fact I could do 35 laps, and we were coming to the line with the leaders just behind us by 5 seconds. And so I slowed down it so that the leaders would pass us before the line, which put Carl and Chris back in front. Totally having a brain fart, not thinking that if they passed us on the last lap anyway, I would still be on the white flag lap. So I just totally screwed that up and forgot how iRacing works, basically.
Okay, so driver failure.
Because I'd purposely saved an absolute ton of fuel in the first stint and went a lap longer, so I knew I could push to the end of the 35 laps, kind of flat out for that last sector. But then, brain fart. Oops.
It's a shame.
Well, apart from that, mate, it was an absolutely awesome battle up the front there.
Certainly was.
The first stint was hilarious because nobody wanted to be in front, and we were all just trying to be behind. Nobody wanted to be in the lead, to the point where Carl caught by over 2 seconds in about a lap because we were all just trying not to lead. It was very funny.
Brilliant. And how did you get past Carl in the end? Did he run out of fuel?
I think he must have been marginal, and he was obviously letting off a bit, so I just kind of drove past him. I was wondering how close Chris was. If I hadn't have done that silly brain fart, I would have at least had a chance. I would have been ahead of them, so maybe Chris wouldn't have been able to battle. But at the end of the day, Chris still had enough fuel to end that lap, so we probably would have fought back on that last lap. So whatever, seconds all right. I'll take it.
Yeah. Okay. So that track, that seemed to bring everybody together. That first stint, there was a train of, I think, 6 cars in TCR. Like you say, I know nobody was wanting to lead, but we always seem to get fantastic racing around this track.
It's because it's an awesome track. It's so much fun. The draft doesn't play as big a part as you'd expect it to, actually, and it makes it really fun, that kind of battling throughout the midfield as well to keep in position. It's really good fun. A lot of fun.
Excellent. Well, before we let you go, Gary, any shout-outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, to the sponsors, the EDF guys who sponsor the league, and Sacred who sponsor the car. Thanks to you guys, as ever, for the broadcast. Thanks to everyone who races, and thanks to everyone who watches.
Excellent. Well, congratulations on your 2nd place. Makes a change from saying 3rd. Gary Craig.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Okay, so next up, let's bring in, we haven't got Chris Shaw, so let's bring in our GT4 winner for you, Ryan, Tyler Newitt.
Yeah, Tyler
Hello.
Newitt, welcome to the booth. Yeah, that was...
Sorry you didn't get to see my face today. My internet was not cooperative, so I shut the camera down.
That's okay. I mean, that race looked like it was a good one for you, and towards the end, you were in that, but it looked like a 4-pack battle for the win, and it looked like Triple-A and Paul had issues and got sideways in front of you, and you and your teammate Rob benefited from that and held on to take a well-deserved 1-2. But how did you find that race, and what did you think of the combination?
Yeah, I sure like to make things difficult for myself. I finally got qualifying right, and I spun it coming out of the pits. So I knew as soon as Stewart pit for his first stop that I was in the catbird seat, because I was fuel saving pretty aggressively and pulling away from Paul. So I felt pretty comfortable in a straight up fuel saving race with my pace against Paul. But once I made my mistake, my first plan of attack was to try and go 19 laps so I could push in the second stint, and I almost screwed that up because I was coughing coming into my pit stall. But I made it, and once I was out, I knew I could push, and I knew Paul and Abdul were going to be pretty marginal on fuel. So it was just a matter of really pressuring them until they made a mistake or ran out, and eventually they made a mistake. So it worked out for the best. I was saying to the team before that, for the amount of races I've been able to pull a win out of, I have barely led any laps, and I've just seen Stewart in the Discord has said he must have the worst laps led to victory ratio ever, and I think I must have the best, because I sure like to make it difficult for myself.
Looking ahead in the championship to the final 2 rounds, you're at the moment, or tonight, before tonight anyway, you were P3 in the championship and still in contention for the championship. But do you think you can possibly win it, or try and pull something out of the bag, or do you think Stuart can just basically finish well and that's all he needs to do?
Yeah, I was disappointed to see Stuart get by Paul at the end, because every point counts at this point. I tried to keep it cleaner this race, and I did for the most part, so that'll help. I haven't seen who had the fastest lap. I'd imagine it was Stuart, but let's see. I'm just pulling it up now. Yep, Stuart had the fastest lap, so that's 5 points for him. And of course, the most laps led. So it's an uphill battle. My strategy for this race was to go for the win, because the only way I'm going to have any chance in the championship at this point is to win races. So it was nice to gain some points back on Stuart, even though I didn't gain all that much. But my strategy for the last 2 races is the same, just do what I need to do to win.
And quickly looking ahead to Sonoma, is that a track you've got much experience around?
Yeah, I'm a fan of Sonoma. I am concerned how the BMW is going to go around there. I have a feeling it'll be a track that suits the Porsche. But I've already done some practice around Bathurst in both cars, and I'm really excited for that. So as far as, I'm looking forward to Sonoma, though. I'm not banking on 4 in a row, but definitely looking forward to Bathurst at the end of the season.
And before we let you go, Tyler, anyone that you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, of course. Shout out to BSTV, you guys, for the broadcast. Shout out to BSTV Esports, EDF Motorsports for sponsoring the series, and to Sacred for being on our cars. And just shout out to the team. Rob was phenomenal today. His pace. He was disappointed after practice because he was slowest of the GT4 cars, and I told him to look at the times because he was, half a second off what I was doing. So I'm glad he got the finish he deserved out of it, because he was stellar, and he has only been improving lately. So it's great to see.
Great stuff. Well, again, congratulations on the win, Tyler, and we look forward to seeing you at Sonoma next week.
Yep. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, guys.
And just before you go, Tyler, you'll be pleased to know that Sam didn't catch your pit lane spin on the broadcast, and he certainly didn't catch it in slow motion either.
I should have held my tongue then.
Excellent. Thank you, Tyler.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, so next up, let's bring our second place GT4 finisher, Rob Venn, into the booth. Rob, welcome.
Hello.
Okay, so I'm starting to call you the GT4 ninja, because you keep sneaking up into these high up positions without, I mean this in the nicest possible way, without doing anything spectacular. You just you seem to be hooking up with the car and the tracks recently, and just getting the job done.
Yeah, it feels like I've sort of closed the gap a bit to the sort of front 4. And then, to be honest, my strategy was to always the tail of those and see how I go. I was lucky this race because Paul and Abdul had a little coming together, and I was able to sort of capitalise on that. But yeah, it's good.
Yeah, but you've got to be in the right place at the right time, haven't you, to capitalise on them? And Tyler's just said you're showing some phenomenal pace lately. Is it just the car track combinations are suiting you, or do you generally feel that you're getting to grips more with this car and learning how to get the best out of it?
Yeah, I definitely feel a bit more dialed into the Porsche. I'm getting a lot more used to it, and I feel like particularly the last couple of races, I've had a bit more pace. I've done a lot of work, sort of getting used to the Porsche and trying to use it for its strengths, rather than driving the way I'm sort of naturally would drive. I'm trying to drive to the car's strengths, so lots of mid-corner speed and stuff like that. But yeah, there's definitely been a change over the last couple of races that I'm a bit closer now, and yeah, it's good.
Okie dokie. Well, whatever you're doing, mate, keep going, because it's certainly bringing you some great results. Before we let you go, any shout outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, well, shout out to EDF Motorsport for sponsoring the championship, Sacred Coffee for sponsoring the team, you guys for running the stream and stuff, and all the people watching, and the other drivers, for making it a good show.
Excellent. Well, we'll see you at Sonoma.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's bring in our third place finisher in GT4 for you, Ryan, Abdullah Amri.
Evening.
Yeah, welcome to the buffet, Abdul.
Hey guys, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm alright, Ryan.
Sorry, I'll let you finish.
No, go on.
I was just going to say that was an interesting race for you. It looked like you were involved in that battle for the win for most of the race, and then towards the end, that you and Paul Burgess were having a good battle for the lead, and Tyler was just waiting in the wings, and then it all seemed to, as soon as you went into that middle sector, it looked like you and Paul had some contact, and it just kicked off. And what was that battle like from your perspective?
I blame Tyler for that. As soon as I saw how he was catching us, I was like, okay, now I need to make a move. I was fuel saving. It was so unfortunate. I had the contact with Paul. I apologized to him. Sorry again, Paul. It was a tough one. I'm not used to fuel saving, but I had to because of the position I was in, and I could see Stuart just running away with it. I knew he was going to pit again. It would have worked out for us, but yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, like after that issue as well, but it was just unfortunate. But it's just one of those things when the two drivers are going at it for the win, and Tyler unfortunately was able to pounce and benefit from it. But looking ahead to the final two rounds, do you think you've still got a chance in the championship, or is your role in the championship now and the asymmetric team to help Stuart and be a bit of a kind of a rear gunner, if you like?
Help? Hey, what's that?
Or basically help out.
No, if there's still a chance for me to win, we're still gonna push. And if at the end of the last race I've got no chance of winning it, no, I might help him. I might have to send him my PayPal address first, but I could help him.
And looking ahead to Sonoma, is it a track that you enjoy?
Yeah, it's a good track. Like what Tyler was saying, I'm not sure how the BMW will handle it, but I've enjoyed that track. It is challenging with any car, so I'm quite looking forward to that.
Abdul, you have the biggest curve monitor I've ever seen in my life.
Thanks, Bill. It's taken me a while to adjust to it.
That is huge. Holy mackerel, Andy. At first I thought it was triple screens, and the guys were telling me, no, it's not. It's a one monitor. I'm saying, Jesus. So how did you adapt without using your mask today? It must make a difference, huh?
It's the hardest thing I've had to do for sim racing, to switch from VR to ultra wide or monitor.
Yeah. And
I'm enjoying the experience.
What about pedals? Do you have new pedals, or did you fix the old ones?
Oh, I got mine fixed, thankfully.
Oh, okay, good. We were wondering. It seemed like you didn't quite have the pace you usually did, and we figured it was one of two things: either the VR or the pedal set. You were getting used to a new pedal set, but it still turned out pretty well for you.
Yeah, thanks, Bill. Thanks. It was fun.
One question for you, Abdul, before we hand you back to Ryan. Cast your mind forwards, look into your crystal ball. You're going into the last round of the series. Stuart is in front of you. You're second. You need a lot more points than Stuart does. Are you going to be tempted to use the chrome horn?
I think my brakes might fail.
Good man. That's what we like to hear. We'll leave that answer at that, shall we?
That's why we love you, man. Good answer.
That's fine. Yeah, we'll see on the last race. It's been awesome, guys. It's been awesome. Love this.
Ryan, sorry, man. We had to get a couple digs in there.
That's all good. You actually beat me to the question regarding VR and ultra wide. So yeah, it's pretty much been answered. But yeah. Before we let you go, Abdul, anyone that you want to give a thank you or shout out to?
Yeah, I gotta give thanks to you guys, EDF sponsor, for awesome season. Still about 2 races to go, so we'll make a good showing.
Good stuff. And again, congratulations on a podium position, Abdul. It's not where you wanted to finish, but still, it's still a good result. And we look forward to seeing you at Sonoma next week.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Ryan. Take care.
Okay, so next up, let's bring in the Pie Man himself and third place finisher in TCR, Carl Hardy. Welcome to the booth.
Good evening, chaps. You all right?
Yeah, so I was going to start off this interview by asking you if you'd been on a diet and found some pace. And then I was told that you run out of fuel at the end, so you obviously haven't been on a diet. But phenomenal pace from you, mate, and you had every opportunity to win that race.
Yeah, I just stuck behind Chris. I knew Gary was fuel saving, and everybody knows I can't. So I just stayed where, and if people made a move, I just let them go through. Staying with like 3 cars in front of me, it didn't matter to me. It was fine. But I was a little bit slow when Gary passed me for second. I didn't even clock the white flag, if I'm honest, until it was about half an hour too late.
Where did you run out of fuel?
Just as I crossed the line, as I went into the first corner.
Right, okay.
And I crawled around until, I just ran out. It was all right, though. Good race. I enjoyed it. I've been on the pace all week, so...
Right, so you had phenomenal pace around here. What about Sonoma? Have you driven that track in this car?
No.
Ooh, so it's start from square one again.
Yeah, and I'm no good at it either. It's just one of them tracks, and it's just super slidey. So it's just hang on and do what you can. But I reckon it'll be quite good in this car, in the TCR. I reckon it'll be good racing.
Yeah, and obviously we've got to mention 3 places ahead of work buddy David.
Yeah, I won't mention it one bit.
No, I'm sure you won't.
I will go into work with our morning coffee, being very quiet and not cocky at all.
I think one day you're gonna have to get a short video clip of your first chat with David the morning after you beat him in a race, just so that we can show it in the broadcast.
It'll be for adults only, I'm sure.
But that could backfire really quickly, though, couldn't it?
Well, you could still strike the first blow, couldn't you? But listen, mate, before we let you go, any shout-outs you want to give?
Yes, I do. Obviously, to the result team, and well done, good practicing, and good results tonight. To yourselves, well done. Again, super job. Brilliant event, and no doubt I'll be watching the stream in a second and get ready for all your, whatever you want to do to me throughout the night. And also, I have a young fan. His name's called James. I've met his dad recently through work. He's loving the iRacing. He's loving your streams, and he's just all over it. So happy days to him.
Yeah, we did give James a shout out.
Brill. Cheers, lads.
You'll see that when you watch the stream back. So congratulations on your podium finish, Carl, and we'll see you sliding about next week at Sonoma.
I'll be in the walls, but I'm sure the walls will stop me at some point. But thanks, lad. Well done. Thanks.
Well done, mate.
Cheers, Bill. All right, take care.
So Carl Hardy there. So let's bring in, because we normally either leave him till last or he gets bored waiting and he disappears. Fellow teammate and co-commentator Pete Bingham, welcome to the booth.
Evening, Clyde.
Good evening. What was that, 4th place in the end?
Yeah. Well, first of all, apologies to Mark Heron. I lost control of the car at turn 1 and gave him a side slap. And he said that he lost it on his own later on anyway, but still apologies to him. And then at the end, I thought Jamie was either letting me go or completely out of fuel. So I carried on my line, and I still managed to make contact with him. So
yeah, it looked
don't know what was going on there.
Yeah,
I didn't expect him to be on the apex of the corner as I took it because he was going that slow. I thought I'd cleared him, but I think he came off the brakes because he had no fuel and rolled forward. So,
Well, luckily, again, Sam didn't catch any of them in slow motion.
No, I watched it on the replay just to see the different camera angles you could achieve, Sam, and see what slow-mos and filters you put on it. I didn't see a heart filter, so I feel a bit left out, to be fair.
But you looked, I said it at the start, or probably a little way into the broadcast, that I know this is a track that you enjoy. And you looked like you had the pace, but you sort of lost the draft. And I was watching your times, and when the guys in front of you were battling, you was catching them up, and then when they sorted themselves out, they was pulling away again.
Yeah, the problem that I had was I spent most of the race chasing the pack, as in trying to get back. Thanks, Sam. Love you. Just seeing it on the broadcast. What was I saying? I don't know now. I'm all touched by the Valentine's love that Sam's giving out. So yeah, I spent most of my time trying to get back to the pack, but if you don't have the tow round here, it's so difficult to catch up. And if they start fighting, you can pull in a few seconds. If I'd got onto the back of them, I'd have been okay. But I basically stopped the car and let the field go past me when I had that turn 1 incident, just to make sure that Mark was in front of me. And then fought my way back through the field. I think I've done all right. I was the first one that didn't fuel save that finished. Scott was behind me, who didn't fuel save either. I couldn't fuel save. It was impossible. I was doing 1.77 litres per lap. And Gary was doing like 1.67, and that's just too much to bridge when you're in a situation like that. It was a very enjoyable race, and I didn't do my usual 1 million incidents, so I'm reasonably happy, but feel really, really bad about Mark.
Yeah, and just on the fuel saving, we did mention it in the broadcast that you and Gary do tend to stop at the same time. You tend to share a tactic, and it was quite telling that you had to come in and Gary sat behind the other 4 cars, could do an extra, what did he do, an extra 2 laps on you, I think. So
in the first stint, yeah. I didn't really finish that far behind the fuel savers. So I think it was marginal. I think a faster person than me, if they'd got out in front and just gunned it the entire race and done the 2 stops, would have been finishing in a close place with the fuel savers, because they were being a bit daft. They were trying to get out of each other's way so that somebody else took the lead.
Yeah.
And the rest of us were going, well, you guys keep doing that because we're reeling you in. Like 2 seconds a lap at one point, I was bringing in on them. So, but it wasn't enough to get a podium tonight. I thought I might get Carl if he ran out of fuel, but that didn't happen. That's one of those, isn't it? I'm still happy with 4th. It's probably my equal highest, is it? Or
yeah,
that is. I got 3rd at some point.
Yeah. Sonoma next week.
Yeah, mixed feelings about Sonoma. I've really only driven it in. What have I driven it in? I did it in the V8.
Yeah,
that was horrible. Done it in Cup cars. That was horrible. All the cars with no traction, I've raced around there. Oh, I went round in the GT4 Porsche when the Porsche was not very good in comparison to the BMW. And that was quite a blast, but that was on the shorter version.
Right.
But it was good fun.
Okay, well, before we let you go, Pete, any shout-outs you'd like to give?
Congratulations to Gary for his second place. To Carl Hardy, because he puts on the practice sessions every week without fail. And it's good to get that racing experience and the door-to-door racing. Not door-to-door like I did with Mark, because that's just embarrassing. EDF Motorsports for sponsoring the league. Sacred for sponsoring the car. Are you going to get the paint colours right one day?
Why? What's up?
Well, isn't Tyler supposed to be in like orange and?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right then.
You must be colourblind, mate, because I can see him in orange.
Not on the pack that I downloaded. But anyway, and thanks to you guys for doing the broadcast.
Excellent. Well, congratulations on your 4th place, Pete Bingham.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so next up for you, Ryan, we will bring in 5th place GT4 finisher, Paul Burgess.
Paul Burgess, welcome to the booth.
Good evening.
How was that race for you? You were in contention for the win, but in the closing stages, it all seemed to go horribly wrong.
Yeah, well, as usual, I shouldn't be leading a race because it's the third time this season I've had contact winning the lead of a race. So I think from now on I'm going to sit in P2 if I'm there and let someone else be the target.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty much the race between you and Abdo. It was good to watch, and unfortunately, it just kind of just ended up in contact with you two going into that twisty section. But still, you finished 5th, and I guess in a way, being up at the front, it's a positive, and at least you know you can be up there challenging for wins. But it's just, I guess, just a matter of trying to string it all together.
Yeah, well, it's a bit frustrating because I knew I had Stuart that race at least, so the worst I was finishing was 4th. I think I could definitely have had a top 3. Probably Abdul and Tyler would have got me, particularly because I had a bit more fuel saving to do. But yeah, I was just holding it on the inside there because I knew it would be tough for Abdul to pass there, and it was going to cost him time trying it. So it's a shame that sort of just pinched me a bit too much when we came together, and that's racing. But yeah, again, sort of cost me points, and the best I can hope for in the league now is sort of a 4th place finish. So that'll be the target going forward.
I'm looking ahead to Sonoma next week. Is it a track that you've got much experience around?
No, it's I think I've driven it once in the Daytona prototype, I think, actually. So yeah, not one that I've had much experience in, and not one of my favourite tracks for sure.
And lastly, before we let you go, Paul, anyone that you want to give a quick shout out to?
Yeah, you guys again, obviously, for putting this on, and that's all tonight really, and hopefully next week I can keep it clean and get to the finish and get a position that sort of my practice deserves.
Good stuff. Well, again, congratulations on 5th, Paul. It's not the result that you wanted, obviously, but it's still a decent result considering, and hopefully you can maybe get a better result at Sonoma next week.
Yep, thanks very much.
Okay, so last but not least, let's bring in his royal happiness himself, Scott Malcolm. Welcome to the booth.
Hi, how's it going?
Yeah, not bad, mate. How are you?
Not bad.
Right, so I saw your comment after the race that you should be finishing higher than you do, and it's frustrating. You know, we've seen you have some fantastic pace. We always know that I think your qualifying lets you down. Your racecraft is not an issue. What can you do to improve your qualifying to give you a better starting position in the race? It's not, you know, you do plenty of practice, so it's not practice. It is, what is it that's holding you back?
I have no idea. But one thing I'm going to say is virtually no practice with this track because I thought it was a completely different track this week.
Okay, so where was you?
Charlotte Road. I was actually thinking
Are we after the watershed? We are, yes. Knobhead.
about an hour before the race started, I was thinking, do you know, I might just take this as a drop week because I absolutely hate that track. I thought, nah, I'll just go and do it because I did races last night at Charlotte and I did all right in them. So I thought, I'll just come in. And I said to Gary, I says, Gary, I thought this was Charlotte Road. He says, no, it's Interlagos. I says, oh, Christ.
I wish I could say I've never done that, but I have. And it is really weird, isn't it? Because it starts loading and you think, shit, I've joined the wrong race.
It's not the first time I've done it. It'll not be the last.
So getting back to the original question, what can you do with your qualifying? Have you got a plan? Is there something that you know you can work on, or are you just I'm going to say clueless, but I mean in the nicest possible way. Do you just not know what's wrong?
You just hit the nail on the head there. I just do not know what's wrong. I don't know. I've tried everything I can think of, and I'm asking questions and getting the same answers, and it's just no the answers I want to hear. But I know that is possibly the answers that they're going to give me. I just don't know myself. That's the frustrating part of it.
Yeah, obviously, if you don't know what it is, you can't fix it. But hopefully, it'll click at some point. But in the meantime, you're just going to have to keep battling through the field and finishing as high up as you possibly can.
Yeah, just do what I usually do and see where it takes me.
Yeah, I've said to you in the past, you've got race wins in you. I say to me, it's all on the qualifying, and I know how frustrating it is, mate, because I'm slow at racing, but I am extremely slow at qualifying. I'm so worried about getting a 1x and ruining a possibly half decent lap that I end up driving like a girl. So I do understand your frustration. Before we let you go, mate, any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, just the usual lot. Obviously, you guys, the BSTC TV team, is that right? BSTV esports team. Oh, God, I mean, I can play another after this tonight, am I? But aye, everybody else, you know who you are.
Yeah, okie dokie, mate. Well, thanks for joining us in the booth as usual, Scott Malcolm.
Nah, no bother. I'll make sure I remember what track it is next week.
Yeah, and write down BSTV esports as well.
Yeah.
Right, catch you later.
See you later.
Right, guys. Bill, can you sum up that race for us?
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. It was really, really mostly exciting most of the way, I would say. Good battles. Like you had said earlier, TCR is really shaping up to be one heck of a division. They're doing a magnificent job. I mean, there's always a half a dozen guys in contention most of the race, which is exciting. GT4 had a little twist near the end. I certainly didn't think. We know the capability of Tyler, but he was a little bit, behind the gun a little bit there for a while. But the accident with Abdul and Paul, certainly helped him. But he's still, he's a great racer, and of course, being self-serving, he's our teammate, so it was nice to see him win. But GT4 is excellent as well. I'm impressed with a lot of the people that have improved so much. Jamie Jeffrey did another great job. Unfortunately, near the end, he must have used my fuel estimating because he ran out of gas, which is a shame. But all in all, a good night, a good track. Sonoma, I'm not sure which one we're running. I think we're running the old Cup Series track, which is actually the easiest, the kindest one of all of them there, to be honest. But looking forward to it, and it was a lot of fun as usual. This is certainly one of the best leagues on the whole service, in my opinion. And I know that sounds self-serving, but great bunch of guys, great cars, great selection of tracks, and hell of a good match.
Excellent. Ryan, a quick summary from you.
Yeah, that was a fantastic race in both classes, and both the battle for the wins in both classes going right down to the final couple of minutes. And yes, so many good drives in both classes. You had a good drive from Gary Craig in TCR, and also Rob Venn in GT4. And I think for me, that was probably the best race of the season. And I think as we get towards the end of the season, it's all to play for in both championships.
Yeah, agreed. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I love the tactical side of it. I love it when we have absolutely no idea who's got to stop and who hasn't got to stop. And the cherry on the cake for me tonight was the fact that I was right and Sam was wrong. So absolutely brilliant.
What about? Oh, the fact that Chris had to pit. Yeah, okay.
Chris was going to run out, and he didn't. So I was right, you was wrong. England won, France 0. So Sam, from the cameras, loads of action. Not so much from the crashing side of things, although we did get a few sneaky slow-mos in, but all good from your end?
All good, and I will join Ryan. Sorry, Ryan. I completely forgot your name there. It's embarrassing. I will join Ryan for saying that this was probably the best race of the season, if not the best race we've had so far in this league since
Don't we say that? Don't we say that every race though?
This one was really, really the best. We had 5-6 way cars battles. We had tactics. Absolutely no real crashes, except a few bits and pieces, but nothing to worry about. And I think this one was awesome.
Excellent. Right, so it's that time. Bill, could you give me your driver of the meeting, please?
Well, there's 2 or 3 that come to mind, but I've got to pick Rob Venn. I'm impressed with the improvement that he's done, and he came in a strong second place. Did a hell of a job all night long. He wasn't very far behind, and I'm picking Rob Venn.
Excellent. And Ryan, your driver of the meeting, please.
It was a difficult one. There was so many. There was a couple in TCR and GT4, but I would say if it was to come down to one, it's got to be Rob Venn.
Another vote for Rob. So all good there. And Sam, your driver of the meeting, please.
No hesitation this time, Tyler. He made his, even with his spin, I mean, he made his strategy works all the way, and he won. What else?
Exactly. Yeah. What else can you ask for? Right. So for me, now I agree with what the guy said. You know, there are a number of drivers in each class that I could have gone for. Rob Venn, should get my vote for GT4s because of the, another second place and the way he keeps stealthing his way up there. Yeah, fantastic drive from Rob, but I'm not going for Rob. Carl Hardy, absolutely fantastic pace this
Agreed.
week in TCR. So, Carl should get my vote, but I'm not voting for him. I am going to go with Sam. So we are going to agree on something this week. Possibly not because he made the tactic work and because he crashed and still won, but purely on the fact that is 3 in a row for Tyler. And that in itself is a feat in this league. So my vote goes to Tyler. And just to give you the top 3, because I've literally just worked it out, Rob Venn currently leads the way for driver of the season with 6 votes. Paul Burgess in second with 5, and Stefan Goebel in third with 4. So that's all shaping up nice and close with 2 rounds to go. Where do we go from here? That is a good question because I haven't got my sheet up and I'm busily trying to get it up now and waffle at the same time.
On Friday was the next level.
I'm
Easy
right,
race.
I'm there now. I'm there.
Okay,
don't worry.
Okay, go ahead then. Go ahead.
So Friday, as Sam said, even though this isn't his part of the broadcast, it's all mine. We have the final round of the next level Lamborghini GT3 series. That's coming to you from Daytona. So Sam was wrong. So that's why we never let Sam do this bit.
I tried to make it by memory. I shouldn't. Sorry.
I like Sam's choice better.
Well, stick with me because on Sunday we have got the final round of the VRA GTCC, and that's coming to you live from Brands Hatch.
That's who's at Brands
That
Hatch.
was nearly right. And then next Wednesday we have our final broadcast of this month, and that is back with the GT4 TCRs in this EDF Motorsports League, and that is round 11 from Sonoma. So plenty coming up. As usual, if you don't want to miss any of our broadcasts, and first of all, make sure you drop this this video a like. Sorry, I'm just laughing at my own message that I put on the chat. Make sure you subscribe to Backfire Simsport TV, and make sure you follow us on our Facebook page. I'd like to thank everybody that joined in the chat, all the drivers, for making this league so special. And there are some special drivers in inverted comments. Thanks to Sam, thanks to Bill, thanks to Ryan for joining me on the broadcast. I shall say good night, let the guys say good night, and then we'll close the broadcast. So good night, everybody.
And special shout out from me to EDF Motorsports for sponsoring this sensational league. It's really wonderful. To Sacred Coffee for self-serving for doing our BSTV esports teams. Thanks to all the drivers that participate in it. It's a great group. Absolutely honored to be able to do this broadcast with my fellow colleagues here. It's really a great series. Enjoy the heck out of it. So good night, everybody, and we'll see you down the road.
Yep. Good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.
Yeah, thanks for watching, everyone, and see you Friday at not Brands Hatch and not for the VRA GTCC then.